Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Rose and I am documenting my journey to health and wellness. And I know it has been a hot minute since I have posted. Halloween kind of threw me off course and I have been trying and then failing to course correct for the better part of, 5 weeks? And now that Thanksgiving is over, I figured I would take December and really kind of buckle down, strap in, however you want to say it, and really detox all of the sugar and stuff that I really crave, while doing more of a keto style, just to kind of ease myself back into what my body really prefers. And so I thought I would take a minute to sit down and kind of go through some goals that I want to do, what I'm hoping December will look like, what I've got going on, all of the craziness that is going to be end of year. So for December, we have 31 days to really kind of kickstart this journey that I am embarking on, and I am sitting at 282 pounds. So I've gained a little bit, but not enough for me to really dog on myself terribly much. So we are going to start out with our goals. So my goals for December are to drop 10 pounds, which is roughly 2 pounds a week, which if I am eating the correct foods, and by correct foods, I mean like whole foods, nothing terribly processed. In theory, the only processed stuff I should be intaking will be things like lunch meats and my brain just left. Anyways, so we're gonna cut out all like sweets, candies, stuff like that. Anything that that my body doesn't need for fuel. Sidebar being things like coffee and caffeine, I will still be intaking because that really is the only consistent thing that works with my migraines, and it seems to help with some of the POTS symptoms too. So like that's gonna stay. So we're gonna try to do 10 pounds. We're going to work on habit stacking. And go back to doing my version of 75 hard, which, will then include things like progress pictures, daily weigh-ins, reading nonfiction books, things of that nature will just be included, which is not what I consider habit stacking. For me, habit stacking is making micro changes and doing that over a sustainable amount of time. So the idea for me is to not just go, okay, like new life, new me, everything's like 1,000% different, and I'm just gonna have to figure out how to sustain it. I've had so many flares over the last however many weeks, and I have been forced to recalibrate time and time again. And if it wasn't a POTS flare, I was having allergic reactions to things that I have never reacted to before in my life. Talked to my doctor about it. We're pretty sure I have a condition called MCAS, which is, to my understanding, a condition that your histamine response just does whatever the hell it wants, and I am to just keep Benadryl on me at all times. So I've been really kind of thrown for a loop, put back on my ass, and I'm having to really stare my limits down in the face, and I really hate doing that. I really like waving at them as like I continue to like bulldoze over them. So we're gonna start small. Things like setting my alarm 10 minutes earlier for an entire week. My goal is to do that specific skill until I'm waking up at like 6:45 and then going into my basement to then do 20 to 30 minutes of movement. Ideally, we're gonna see how this works, just because I don't always have the energy at the end of the day. Because by the time I'm done working and being a mom and being a wife and being chronically broken, and I say that in the most lovingly way to myself, that piece of things always ends up being last. And it really needs to start being first. It's taken me having to tell my daughter, okay, mommy needs to sit down, or mommy doesn't feel good today, or just, standing up for, like, every time I've stood up for 5 days in a row, feeling like I'm gonna drop dead, because I'm having a POTS episode. So I really need to start putting myself first, and then maybe that'll kickstart me being able to have more energy and things for the people I love. So we're going to start doing minute changes, things like my alarm earlier, things like starting with like 50 to 60 grams of carbs a day and working myself back to that 30 realm that I'm really comfortable in. And by the time January hits, I really want to be kind of in a nice groove of things. So it's things like always making sure I'm drinking my water, which is super important for POTS. Eating the way that my body functions the best on. As you've seen in other videos, I'm really struggling to add weight training to my regimen, and part of that is because I don't have the energy at the end of the day. So I'm hoping that if I do that first thing, I will have some energy to do 5 minutes of weights to start with, and then work my way up. I am no longer on a exercise restriction for the procedures I had on my scalp, which means I can get my heart rate as high as I would like. Again, not very hard. I am tachycardic, so me walking a mall could put me at 260 beats per minute just walking around. So we are still going to be mindful of my heart rate, but I'm not restricted to keeping it as low as I physically can. So the only restrictions I am on at this point are from my cardiologist and my pain management clinic for my back, in that if I am doing weights, I am in a seated position, or I'm supported in some capacity, whether I'm leaning against a wall, preferably seated. And with my ripped disc in my lower back, as soon as that starts hurting, I am to stop immediately. It doesn't matter if I am mid-set, if I am only halfway done, if I have more spoons to give. In a matter of speaking, if I have more energy to give, that does not matter. I am to stop immediately, take Advil and get that inflammation down, and then just kind of baby my back for the rest of the day until it stops hurting. And that could be several days. So this is going to be unfortunately very loosely structured for me, which I absolutely hate. But we're going to see how it goes. So we're going to start with week 1 being just setting my alarm clock for 7:15, which is a 10-minute earlier than I have been. And that's just we're going to at least go downstairs and like get dressed like I would be doing a workout. See how my body feels, because it is extremely hard for me to wake up in the morning, especially when it's cold outside. My body really rebels. So we're just gonna do baby steps this week, really get my body used to the fact that I am changing everything in little tweaks. That does mean that I'm also going to attempt to set a bedtime for myself. Typically I will be up till like 1 or 2 in the morning because I suffer from insomnia. So we are going to see how to get my body more ready to go to bed closer to midnight or like 11:30. So I can start getting that 8 to 10 hours that my body really functions better with. And then in terms of like food, I have set up my meal plan for dinners again. So I've got this week all prepped and ready to go. So my husband knows what we're having. I know what I'm fixing. That also tells me kind of where I need to be for the rest of my day. I am getting rid of everything in my house that I would like to snack on. So the things that my daughter really likes to eat that I don't, she will have plenty of. We're also going to try to get her interested in trying some new foods again, because I will be obviously cooking in a low carb capacity. Other than that, I have a pretty busy month already. I am in another tax class in preparation for the active tax season to start in January. So that's 2 days a week plus homework, extra tests, other proprietary stuff that I'm learning for H&R Block. In addition, I am also writing a book. So I am attempting, 500 to 600 words a day, which is, on a good day, that's about 30 minutes worth of writing. On a bad day, that might be an hour and a half. But I've set my goal for that super low. I had hoped to get it done by the new year. And I don't think I did not anticipate the amount of flares I had in November, so I am very much behind schedule. So we are going to set that goal super easy. That's something that I could do on a lunch break, while I'm, scarfing down whatever at my desk. So we have small habits that we're going to work on this month. I'm going to recommit to doing weekly video check-ins just because I like those. So we are going to be doing those. I'm also going to be attempting to do Vlogmas, which is going to be a lot of videos. I am hoping that if I can't do every day, that I'm doing like twice a week. Just get me in the habit, get me hopefully a little less awkward on camera. Because I feel very awkward in front of the camera, but I like talking with you guys. So, lots of things going on, lots of to do, lots of little things I'm going to be tweaking. Let me know how you guys are resetting your routines. Are you getting ready for the new year? Are you just like, let it be over? Like what motivates you? Are you the type of person that needs milestones or things to check off, pieces to move? What really gets you going? Let me know down below. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, ringing that bell would really help me out, and I'll see you in the next one.